Oh, wow. We're just getting right into it.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Well, I'm going to take my pills then.
Okay.
Everybody look.
There they are. 18 Xanax.
I do have that. I'm not using headphones. Is that going to be bad? Should we test the quality of this or do we think we're good?
I don't hear an echo of any kind, so I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
You
just
look
hoping
great.
Huh?
You look great, Rue.
Thanks. I put makeup on.
Look at you doing stuff. I did too. Just kidding. That'd be stupid. How's your day? Is it good?
It's good. It's good. Let me get some headphones real quick. Ow. Bye, Otto man. Bye, Otto man.
Okay. Where was Otto man?
He was chewing a bone under my dining table, and he was moving. Now he's taking it into Otto's grotto.
Otto's grotto. You sent me a picture. You said you were training him
to sit next to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you're not on this earth for very long, so you're gonna spend it sitting next to me. God damn it! Instead of spending hours of the day under my bed.
Yeah.
So
What'd
after 15 minutes, he gets a little treat.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How'd you keep him out from under the bed? You put some fencing down there, or?
No, he can still go under there.
Yeah.
But I was just, if I'm sitting on the couch, you better be fucking sitting next to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Bella does with mom.
And that's Otto couldn't want less to do with me. Unless it's breakfast time, dinner time, needs to go outside, wants to throw the ball around, and then he's just like, all right, I'll see you later.
So you're more roommates than mother son.
Yeah. That is what it is. And he's definitely the alpha, and that's saying something because he's very submissive.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people dominate through submission.
Yeah. It's fucking what the Porters have done their whole lives.
That's fucking wow. Just throwing darts right off the top.
I don't want to sugarcoat it. Oh crap, what was I gonna say? Oh, we were talking about Otto. Oh, last night I went to feed him dinner and there was only one nugget in the fridge. I was like, that's okay, there's more in the freezer. And then there was not more in the freezer. So I was like, guess who's getting extra TREATs for dinner? So we went to the store early this morning and there was this dog in there that saw Otto from like 12 feet away. Yeah. And she's like a medium-sized dog, like short hair. I couldn't even tell, like a mutt of some kind. She was very cute. And she just got on the ground as low as she could and just slithered over to Otto to show that she was not a threat. And I was like, man, that dog just made my fucking day.
Oh, yeah. And Otto was very receptive.
Otto was very receptive. He was just like, yeah, that's right.
That's right. You get down there.
You come on over here, baby. It was very cute.
It's not derogatory when they call them bitches.
Right.
That's just what they're called. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's the 1 millionth podcast. I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Andi Porter.
She's my sister.
He's my brother. And this is my first pumpkin spice latte of the season.
Oh, well, I'm glad we're here for it.
Guess how much it cost me?
Nothing.
Oh, no, it was so much. Because the first Starbucks order, this morning I ran out of coffee and I was like, oh, get myself a little treat.
Yeah.
Uber eats myself a pumpkin spice latte to do the podcast.
He didn't even, that Starbucks is like 2 blocks from you.
4. And it's like, I have to go down to Hollywood Boulevard now to get it. And it was like, I'd rather just have it delivered. But also I had to get ready.
Also, I kind of enjoy that. I mean, when I lived in that neighborhood, I enjoyed that walk, especially in the morning, because the homeless people are still asleep. And you're like, oh, this is what it was like in the 50s. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop.
But that Starbucks on the corner is closed. I have to go to the one on Hollywood and McCadden now.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the walk
anyway,
down.
first order, because I was like, oh, I'll get the pumpkin spice latte, and then I got these little egg bites
Oh
to
yes,
like
I'm very
round
familiar.
it out so I didn't have to pay the fee.
The girl
And
loves the egg bites.
the egg bites are good. And so guess what shows up? Just the egg bites. And I went into my receipt and they had like taken the latte off because sometimes they run out of it and they just
Yeah.
don't tell you. And but like it didn't alert me that I could
Mhm.
replace it.
Luckily,
Nothing.
there's 14 Starbucks within walking distances of your place.
Yeah, so I ordered it from another one.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
this all happened in the last like 40 minutes. It's been a hectic morning.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you had to open an app twice.
4 times.
4 times. One for as many blocks as there are between me and the nearest Starbucks. Dude, I can only imagine being that Uber Eats guy that's like, all right, are you fucking kidding me?
Listen, if they would have notified me before, I would have replaced it.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the distance between the Starbucks and your place.
Oh, yeah.
But girls are allowed to do that. Like you can always claim safety as the reason. Like I know girls
Claim?
that. Well, I mean, it is fucking. I don't have a watch on, but it is 11 o'clock on a Thursday, I think, or Friday.
Do you
I
know
think.
how many times this Citizen app tells me that there's a man with a machete close by?
But
Man with machete knows no time.
I'm pretty sure man with machete is the one that's doing that because he just wants people to come over and look at his knife.
Do we think it's one guy with a machete or many people with machetes? Because it's like, where are they getting them?
What is there, a gang of machete people that are just that split off and are like, all right, everyone be on Citizen by 9 o'clock.
Gary, you take Cahuenga and Selma. Cheryl, you're on Highland.
We're all on Hollywood. Do not leave the Hollywood area. We are not trying to scare the norms. Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, that Starbucks is now a wing stop, which is never a good sign on where your neighborhood's going.
It's still a diarrhea dispensary, no matter which way you cut it.
And there's a Subway right there too. So it's like diarrhea and then stop 'em ups.
Stop 'em ups.
It's just you're basically eating a sponge when you have their bread, right?
Oh man, they did the whole relaunch with all the new athletes, and it's still the same fucking sandwich. You can't fool me. I've had to eat a couple at the Dallas airport over the last month or two, and I'm like, this is
and
the
what
same.
Won't Patrick Mahomes sell?
I don't know. He is selling Subway,
T-Mobile,
T-Mobile,
State Farm.
Yeah, State Farm.
I mean, and that's just what I can recall off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more. Listen, if I were
late
him,
night,
I would be like, give me all the sponsorships that you possibly can. My kids are gonna be secure.
Yeah, no, they're gonna be fine. Plus, Britney's got to have Taylor Swift killed. So
that meme was so funny.
That meme is so funny. The one of Tanya Harding and
Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy Kerrigan. I almost called her
Nancy
Nicole
Kerrigan
Kidman.
is obviously. Either way, a global sweetheart. You love her.
Yeah, well, I think it's been talked about ad nauseum. Like every time I open the gut, listen, we've talked about
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
I'm just saying,
I don't think anyone does.
Every time I open my Yahoo News, and yeah, I'll take the judgment.
Yahoo News.
I love Yahoo News.
Yahoo.
It's all the newses.
I get a free disc in the mail every month with the hours to log into Yahoo News.
I get
many 6 hours a month. That's all I need.
The biggest problem is finding a computer that still has a CD drive.
Oh, they've got them in the office center of whatever hotel you're in.
I'm in San Francisco, and this hotel is known for, all San Francisco hotels are fairly small, but this one is fucking tiny. I actually have a fairly large room comparatively to the ones I've had in the in the priors. But he's got priors. So how you been? It's been
Both
a couple
black
weeks.
hoodies. Little sibling matchy.
To be fair, this is the lighting. This one's like a navy blue.
How would you know?
Well, I know it's not black, so eat a dick. It's a blue
Dick
of some
accepted.
sort. So how you been? It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks. I
like a
went to
fortnight and a half.
Mexico.
Oh, you did. You got to stay in a
did.
house that had a staff.
Oh God, it was so good. Do you know how awesome?
Jesus Christ. Did they put a curse on you?
Yeah, the Brujas. I just swallowed the wrong way.
All right.
While we're at it.
Is that a new pipe?
No, I've had this for a while.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it was new last fall, but that was probably the last time you were over here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me pull up my notes, my Mexico notes.
Your Mexico
notes. Mexican notes. Oh man. Oh, also before we get into like what we've been up to, yesterday, cousin Hannah Boop Hannah texted me and was like, I'm thinking about shaving my head. And I said, oh, do you want to do that?
Yeah,
she was like, that's exactly what Emma said. She was like, I don't know, I've been thinking about it. And I was like, well, think about this. When it grows out a little, you're gonna look like Norm. She was like, well, that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, that's yeah, no.
I was meaning it as a compliment because he's got great hair.
Norm does have great hair, and it's so thick. It's so thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a rough that mid. Like, yeah, a girl with a shaved head is a look. It's got a beauty to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a girl with a dude's cut is a girl with a dude's cut and nothing else. Like when it comes to that length where you have to start to, where am I going to part it? Like that's a tough sell.
Yeah, doing like the JTT.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of
cut.
Oh man, pulling out the Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh,
R.I.P.
God, he's still alive.
I know, but he's nowhere to be found, so he could be dead, and we don't know. Jesus fucking Christ.
Morning.
How's the dating going? You went out on a couple dates. Is that still happening, or did you get scared back into fucking
I went on a date. I don't know. I just don't know if I really even want to be dating presently. Yeah. But I don't know when I ever want to be dating. So it's like,
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to get into it. And maybe you like dating if you found someone you like dating.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Haven't done that yet. No, I went on a date with a guy who I went to grade school with and hadn't seen since grade school. But boy, did he remind me we had seen each other after that.
Quite a bit.
Or he saw me. I don't know. Maybe I didn't see
you
him
all the time through your windows and stuff.
Yeah. No, he was very weird. He was like, let's go out for drinks. Also single guy, single girl going out for drinks. That is a date.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know you. I don't need new friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's the last thing I need. And he was like, I mentioned that it was a date.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. You could probably use a couple new friends.
No, I'm sloughing them off like dead skin, but I just don't need to acquire new ones.
Oh, there you go. That's fair.
But yeah, he was
send me your slough list. I just want to see who I need to say goodbye to before I don't see him ever again.
Nah, it's not sloughing, more so like,
hey, we don't
need to hang out all the time.
You reach an age in life where you're like, hey man, you're starting to be a lot more of a liability than an asset, and I don't need to spend my life's time on you.
Literally, like my free time is precious. I
Yeah.
don't want to spend it with, some fucking knobs.
Yeah. And if you hang out with your friends, quote unquote, and you feel more miserable when you leave than you did when you started hanging out with them, this is a list. This is a tip for all the port heads and talent receivers and tumble fucks out there. If you go
Yeah.
hang out with your friends and it's not fun and then those aren't your friends. Those are just people
Yeah.
you hang out with out of convenience.
Yep.
And, or they hang out with you because you aren't miserable, but they can't reciprocate that. We've done that. We've both done that throughout our lives, and it's not always easy. But usually, man, if you stop calling them, they stop calling you for the most part.
Yeah.
The miserable folk,
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just obnoxious. Anywho,
yeah, that's mostly what it is.
So the date was a dud, but you tried. You got out there. You played the game.
Played the game,
and
and then I was like, I'm gonna take my money back home. Spend it on my dog.
Spend it.
So Mexico.
Mexico.
Something about a guy, So yeah, there was a staff, right? There's like people that waited on us hand and foot. Like when we came down for breakfast in the morning, they would go clean our rooms and give us new sheets, new towels.
Like BDMs.
Yes, like BDMs. I was like bondage?
No, like Below Deck Mediterranean, which there's a new season starting, and I have to catch up.
Am I caught up? I can't get enough Bravo. I think I've consumed. It's not right.
I mean, for the that would explain why you don't want to date.
No, that's why I don't want to date women. Them bitches is crazy.
I don't know. Most of the dudes on there are pretty terrible also.
Oh yeah, they're trash. They're god awful. And never my type. So go me.
There you go. Not enough.
So at least I have that.
Sorry. It was just there. It was just there.
Just dangling by 3 belts right in front of your face.
Oh man.
So we go to Mexico for my friend's birthday, and it was like every meal was planned. Everything was awesome.
Yeah. Did they
so great?
Did you send in a preference sheet? Were you like, hey, I'm allergic to
No,
this. I don't like
but
these
I think
things.
the people, Tyler's boyfriend, Eric, and Nathan either gathered that information, or I don't really remember because I hang out with them and then drink, and then I don't remember what I say. So we go, it was amazing. It couldn't have been more perfect. My roommate was fantastic. One morning good. I woke. Yeah, she's great. And I've known her for a couple of years now. She lives in Tyler's old building. But the first night we're there, we go out into town.
Was it the bougie Asian chick?
No, that's Beans. We haven't talked to her in a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
After she, at a 4th of July party, swiped all the food off the counter that everyone brought, and she was covered in beans. So now we call her Beans.
But also, haven't we all dreamed of doing that at some point?
I know, right? But I was so mad. I was so mad because I was so stoned and on mushrooms eating this 7-layer dip. I couldn't have been happier. And she comes in and I was like, the dip.
Oh.
And Tyler was just laughing so hard at me, like, the dip, come on. What did the dip do?
What did the dip do?
Dip do the I love you. So it was a really fun trip. We go out the first night, and it's like a gay town, right?
The whole town?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty LGBTQIA friendly.
So it's like the San Francisco of Mexico, like that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like it's a boys' town, pretty much.
Nice.
I think there's like a much bigger town, but we went to boys' town where all the bars are and stuff. As soon as you get out of the Uber on the corner, they're like cocaine, weed, like selling stuff on the corner, and you're like, ugh, cool. And then there's like little girls trying to sell you like floral crowns at 4 a.m, and you're like, go home.
Go. Well, hey, you got to be
one
there.
One of the best drag shows I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Best and best in what manner? Like just the performances?
The makeup was insane and the performance was sick. He did, she did, they did the entire Beyonce halftime show, choreography and all. I did. I went through all of them. I progressed through all of them. And and the choreography was amazing. My roommate, and there was a guy who was like standing really close to us at one of the bars, and I was like, this guy's gonna pickpocket me. So I was just like, eyes on you, buddy.
Yeah.
And then I went home with the mom of the group. And the rest of the people came home a couple hours later, and I found out that my roommate made out with that man. And when he took his sunglasses off, he had pink eye.
Oh.
And I was just like, didn't get it. Thank God.
Yeah. Did she?
Neither did she. No. She did wake up with weird spots on the back of her throat the last day there. And I was like, but they went away.
You got pink throat? Did you get pink throat?
I think so. She was like, because I was getting over bronchitis, and she was like, open your throat. And she looked in there, and she was like, oh, it doesn't look like mine. So there was this amazing staff that was waiting on us this whole time. And in broken Spanish, I asked if it was okay to smoke weed outside, even though it's illegal in Mexico, which made my host very mad at me, but he got over it.
Why was he mad at you? Because you asked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does he not?
No, he does. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
So, and I would just ask because they were smoking cigarettes outside, and I was like, "Is it okay if we smoke weed outside?" And in broken, he just said, "Yeah." And then, like an hour later, I was like, "I feel like maybe that conversation wasn't as understood by the guy and me."
Yeah.
And it wasn't, because an hour later, I'm sitting in the pool. They take Nathan to town because he got mad at me and then like had an attitude about a bunch of things.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's all good.
Yeah.
So they took him to town, took him to a gay pool party. And so we're in the pool at the house, and Tyler and I are sitting there talking. And then like an hour after I talked to the guy, like he comes next to me at the pool and just drops a sandwich bag with like a half ounce of weed right in front of my face. And Tyler and I's face were just like,
yeah.
Okay. Like we had the weed.
Yeah. Was it good weed?
Just like, no, it was terrible. It was $13. So I gave him $20 and said, thanks.
Oh, nice. So it was totally welcome.
Yeah, it was absolutely welcomed. And then we never brought it up to Nathan that they brought me weed, because I think that would make him really mad. But it was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
It all turned out funny. And I came home with a heat rash, and for about 10 days looked like a basketball.
You did. Cool. You reminded me of when I was on that Kid Rock cruise day 4, and the people that already had skin cancer were laying out. I was like, you are already a shade of red I've never seen on a human being, and you're getting more rays. Okay. Well, that was great. And then you came back, and then what else happened? We've been gone for a couple weeks now.
After that, it's been pretty boring.
Yeah.
Been watching a lot of rug cleaning videos on Instagram.
It's none of this. A lot of this is real sad, Andi.
It's not, I promise. It's like it's a real thing. But it's like, I'm going to send you one.
What, am I just going to be amazed that they got the stain out? I don't understand.
Chris.
I've just killed 3 people, and I'm going to get this blood out with just some vinegar and some baking soda.
Hold on, I'm going to share my screen. Oh, it's not abled. Here, I'm just going to send it to you. And you can just
No, hold on. I'll do it. Hold on.
It's kind of like ASMR. And it's also just kind of amazing how clean they get it.
All right, there you go.
Excuse me.
Do scream beep.
How do I know which one is which?
I don't know.
Desktop 2. I don't know. Is it... What do I do? It's because I have 2 desktops open. That's why. Is it this
Welcome
one?
to the 1 millionth pod where we watch Andi figure stuff out.
Yeah, at least they don't record. We weren't recording when you were trying to figure shit out. It's not letting me share it.
I don't know why it should.
I'm just gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Oh, damn it! Open. It's my computer didn't have settings. Good.
God damn it! I think you're done with that pipe. I think you've reached the correct level. These things good.
I was like, just end the sentence in my head. I was like, bail, get out.
Abort.
Mouth kept going. Oh, that's some good shit.
All right.
I sent it to you. Did you open it?
Oh, I thought you realized that you could share it now.
No, I can't share it.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, I can.
God damn it.
Hold on, I'm going to refresh. Check this shit out. The cleaner's name is Dirt Reynolds.
I don't. I mean, he's power washing it. Jesus. Just get another rug, bro.
I mean, obviously get another rug, but like, it's so satisfying.
Just when you take the labor,
doesn't this look fun?
Does it look fun? No.
Yeah, I would love to do this. I don't think I would get paid what I get paid as a producer, but if I did, man, I would do this all day. Look at that.
I mean, that's
Come on,
great.
that's amazing.
But you just spent $300 to save a $200 rug.
I mean, I think they're just doing it for the social needs.
Yeah, for sure. But
to promote their biz. Because, like, you know, what if you've got a rug that was like a family rug and like your uncle had it and he left it sitting outside? You're like, God damn it.
You're not giving away Grandpa's rug, are you? Who holds onto a rug for sentimental value?
A lot of people.
No one. 0 people.
Oh, I bet you lots of people have sentimental rugs. Right in to 1 millionth pod. That's 1 million with a TH and a POD at gmail.com. Tell us if you have sentimental rugs.
And we're not talking about toupees.
Although if you do have those, I would like to hear about a sentimental toupee.
Yeah, if you have Grandpa's rug in a glass case on the mantle, we'd love to hear about it and also have photos. Is that a squirrel you caught? No, it's Grandpa's hair. It was just, we didn't know it was fake till he died. Anyway.
Well, you know, people like sometimes will preserve a dead loved one's tattoos. They'll like cut the tattoo off and they'll like.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Like
sometimes
it's like
you just
tan it like leather.
Sometimes you just got to let people go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or didn't they have a t-shirt you remember them wearing a lot? What was their
Big
favorite?
Dogs.
What was their favorite band? Just play one of their songs. You know, there's no reason to dismember a corpse so that you have memories. What if you get up? What if that person gets up?
But they match.
What if that person gets up to heaven, have their fucking arms gone? Like, what happened to my tat? You motherfucker. Now you're being haunted by your pissed off relative. The tattoo keeps coming off the wall and flying at your face.
Give me my kneecap back, Steve.
Oh, well, I've had an interesting couple weeks.
You've been a busy boy, booked and busy.
Booked and busy. I haven't seen my bed a lot, but it's been fun. I was first I had to go up to where the fuck was I? Oh, I went to Tulsa. I hadn't been to Tulsa in years.
Yeah. Still there?
Tulsa's the other Oklahoma city. And no, it is still there. Tulsa's always been like the more artsy liberal city of Oklahoma, which means they all voted for Trump. Anyway, no, it was fun. I got to see my buddy
They've
Drew.
done a sip and paint.
Yeah. My buddy Drew, who was in the Boom Noodle with me, lives there now, so I got to hang out with him.
Oh wow, that guy.
We went to Guitar House of Tulsa, and I almost made the worst financial decision of my life. They had a 1940s.
Because you once had a car for 2 weeks.
What?
You once had a car for only 2 weeks.
Are you talking about the Yukon?
Yeah.
I had that for 10 months.
Huh, seems shorter.
Yeah, no, there was a 40s Martin that looked like it had actually been through the war, like it stormed Normandy. But it actually it played like a fucking, it sounded so great. And like as soon as like it wasn't even out in the shop, he had it in the back, and I was like, how much is it? And he goes, I don't want to sell it. And I was like, I'm really glad, because I would have given you a used car amount of money for this fucking guitar. And and I kept looking, I'm like, you don't even want to name a number. And he's like, no. And I was like, that's probably better for all of us. But no, had some good shows, got to look at some really killer guitars. This guy had just like, some guy in Tulsa had just gotten busted in like a Rico case and had all these guitars. And so he had like the prototype. He had the first Gibson Firebird ever made. It was a prototype.
Wow.
My buddy, I wouldn't even touch it. My buddy Pat House picked it up immediately. I was like, oh. And but yeah, they just show it like all these like old like 50s Southern jumbos, all this stuff that doesn't make any sense to you but might mean something to
Southern jumbos. That's what I call a guy with fat nuts. That guy's got some Southern jumbos.
That guy's a 78 SJ over there. Got huge balls. But yeah, I hadn't been to Tulsa in some time. It's
I don't
still
need anybody.
No, you don't.
Go on.
Fucking keep telling yourself that while you cry in the mirror. Anyway,
I don't cry in the mirror.
I'm just
in my bed like an adult.
I don't want to see myself cry. What am I?
Oh shit. God. Man.
And then the next week I had to go to Albany and then to Syracuse. Which if you've never been to one, you can go to either one and you know what the other one looks like.
Albany
and Syracuse. Both very large malls. The Funny Bones are in very large malls.
Mall towns.
But they're not even towns. They're like the one in Syracuse is Mall of America rival size.
Jesus.
Like it's like one of those malls where you're like, oh, it's over there. Well, we're not going there today. Dad would definitely be walking around like, where are we going? Where are we going?
Not anymore though.
Old knee dad, not new knee dad.
Yeah. NK dad, way better than OK dad.
That's how we refer to it instead of like BC and AD. Is that okay or NK?
NK1 or NK2?
And then I got to and then both trips I just flew home and like had to fly right back. and then last Tuesday I flew to Nashville where I caught the Burt Kreischer Tops Off World Tour bus.
Ooh,
And
tops off.
yeah, because he takes his top off when he goes on stage.
Oh, I thought maybe the bus was a convertible.
No, that would be horrified. Fucking someone put all the groceries in the cabinet. All my shirts.
Close the chips.
All my shirts just blew away.
Bert didn't bring any, so that's fine.
So the first night we just meet the bus and we hang out. And I called most of my friends in Nashville and everybody was out of town. So we just kind of hung out. And there was another bus parked in front of ours, which was like this 25-year-old artist bus. I guess he's super talented. I'd never heard of him. But it was very obvious. He was like, oh, there's 12 bunks on this bus. I'll just bring 12 of my friends with me. And it was because we walked by on our way to dinner and Bert's like, let's just go in here and we'll smoke this joint. I go, okay. And we got into the front lounge of this bus. And at first there were like 520 somethings in the lounge. And then like fucking cockroaches, they file out of the back. And next thing I know, it was like a movie where you walk into like a child labor camp, like where you walk in and there's 4 and then all of a sudden there's 30 and you're like, whoa, now that's when they look at the camera like, now we have a problem. And so we're all smoking joints and I'm just like, they're like, do you want to see our bus? And I'm like, I know how gross a grown ass man's bus is. I could only imagine what a child's 12 young dudes. Oh God, no. That you would never unsee that. You're like, oh, that's just, is that just cum hanging from the ceiling? Just disgusting.
I filmed at a house in Rancho Palos Verdes last Friday.
It's a lot of Spanish.
Yeah. I don't know what Palos means. Ranch of the Green Hills Ranch, something like that. Whatever, who cares? And it was with some martial artists, and it's like these 4 25-year-olds that live in this house, this mansion together. And I walked in and they're like, it's a shoes off house. There are like 40 pair of shoes in the front entryway. Oh yeah. Why is it a shoeless house? Like, it's not clean.
Also, let's put these shoes, you don't have to keep them all by the door. You have a closet. Maybe we just use the everydays by the door and then put the Jordan 1s up in the closet.
Oh yeah. But it was also like, we had to turn the air off for the sound. And like by the end of the day, it just smelled like balls.
Oh God. One of the guys that I was on tour with had some feet odor issues. And I know it was him because like one night we were just, me and him were in the lounge and he took his shoes off and he's just like, man, that was a good night. I'm like, yeah, man, it was good times. Yes, right in the face.
Left foot, right foot.
And
oh God, that's the worst. I don't think I've encountered someone having like really bad foot odor since like high school, maybe.
Oh, it's tough when it happens. And man, that is a smell that is, no matter who it is, everyone's feet smell the same. If you have
that's
odor.
not true. In college, when ballet flats were in, which they're back, ballet flats are back, and I'm just letting all the little girlies know, those things are gonna fucking stink.
Yeah,
and they're gonna smell irreparably bad. Just throw them away. Just throw them away. Get some new ones.
Yeah, but no, the tour was great. The first night was Evansville, Indiana, another place I hadn't been to in years.
You're too big.
Have I told you
big for the mall towns?
I don't know if have I told the Evansville, Indiana story with the Super Bowl ticket giveaway? Have I told that story on this pod?
I don't think so.
So back in the day, there was a Funny Bone in Evansville, Indiana. It was the guy that owns most of the Funny Bones now. It was his first Funny Bone, and
flagship Funny Bone.
And it was like in a strip mall with like a Chuck E. Cheese. It could not have been more quintessentially 80s, like as far as Funny Bones go. And I had worked there a couple times, and this was one of my first times headlining. I had no business headline. I just was able to do an hour and no one of name was coming to Evansville, Indiana. So I show up one night It's the first night of the run. I've driven 8 hours that day. And I get to the gig, and there's a big Wheel of Fortune on the stage. Manager comes back. He's like, "How's the drive?" I was like, "It was good. What's with the wheel?" He goes, "Tonight's a private party. Everyone in this room won a radio contest. They called in and won a chance to win tickets to the Super Bowl. And tonight, after the show, after you're done, they're going to spin the wheel and someone's going to win the Super Bowl tickets." I'm like, "Great." And then right before the show starts, manager comes back up to me and says, "Hey, the DJs don't want to stay all night because they have to be up super early. So they're going to go ahead and do the giveaway right
What
before
DJ has to be up super early? Oh, the radio. Never
morning
mind.
DJs. Yeah. Real ones." And, and they're like, they have to be up at like 4 a.m. So like an extra hour for them is like a lot. So they're just going to go ahead and do the giveaway right before you go on stage. And I was like, "I'm sorry, what's that?" And they're like, I go, "The fuck they are, man." And he goes, "Buddy, it's their party. It's their rules. They can do whatever they want. And I'm sorry." And so
I don't think he's that sorry. He's making his money.
they get up there.
He's got his nut.
They're like, "We're going to go ahead and do the giveaway now. Spin the wheel." Steve wins. Steve gets up, takes the tickets, walks right the fuck out the door. Bye, Steve. And then they go, "Give it up for Steve." Literally no one's clapping. Everyone hates Steve now.
So mad at Steve.
And then they all and then they literally go, "All right, well, here's Chris Porter." And I walked up. I was so mad. And I walked up on stage. They're not really clapping because you have to realize everyone in that room thought they were going to win. Right. No one was in that room going, "Well, at least we got free tickets to the Funny Bone." No, they're like, "No, I'm winning."
They're like, "We have to go sit at the fucking Funny Bone for these tickets."
Yeah. And so then they just found out they lost. Then they bring me up there and they're all like in their heads, like, "Should we all just leave?" And I was so mad. I just went, "What's up, losers?" And I was so mad. How else
are you supposed to go up there? Are you guys okay?
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry. You know what, you guys? I just happen to have 48 Super Bowl tickets. Here you go.
Everybody, bring Jimmy or Say up here. Come on up here, you old wild card.
Come on, you piece of shit. So that was the last time I was in Evansville, Indiana. Another time I was in Evansville, Indiana before I continue, because it was the worst gig, like all the time. And there was one time there was a bachelorette party sitting front, and there was like 5 of them. It was like her 3rd wedding. And so
at that point, that's just an email for a bachelorette party. Like, congrats.
So
here's a digital gift card.
Yeah, we all got together and bought you this bottle of $12 wine. Anywho, it still makes me angry. They were bachelorette parties. And I know we've talked about this before, are the bane of comedy world's existence, because they show up, and I get it. It's your friend's night. It's supposed to be their night, but then you come into a theater where it's not their night, and you want to talk and you want to catch up and you want to do all your little shit, and you fuck up a show. That's what they all do. And these guys weren't really doing that. Again, it was their 3rd try, so they're kind of over it. And this chick in the middle of it pulls out a present from under the table and sets it down.
Right. Yes.
So I have told this story. Anyway, real quick.
No, you've told me this story at least. Go on, finish it.
And I'm and I see what she's doing. I'm like, there's no way this bitch is going to open this present in the middle of this bit. There's no way. Like, I'm mid bit, and I just stare at her, and I watch her finger kind of slightly go into the fold. I go, "No fucking," and I just stopped. I go, "No fucking way you just did that." And she was like, I go, "I've been staring at you since you pulled that fucking present out from under the table. What possible makes you think this is the time for you to start ripping open paper?" And I just fucking lost it, right? I'm already in Evansville. I'm at the worst club of all time. and I'm fucking not happy about it. And don't think you play the Evansville Funny Bone and they put you up at the Hyatt. No. You're staying at an Evansville Funny Bone-esque fucking hotel. So it's like, even if I go back, like there's no positives other than the Denny's trip that's going to happen on the way home.
Like a
And
Johnny Carrabba's in the lobby.
just crying into my fucking moons over my hammy. And yeah, it was never. Anywho, so played Evansville, which was a fun little gig. We walked around walking around with Bert is like walking around with any select. Like, people are literally pulling over on the side. Bert!
Yeah.
And so we went and got coffee, walked into an antique store. He bought a fucking pinky ring. Like, he's making so much money that we were at a bike shop in fucking Houston, and he's like, I should just get a couple bikes and we'll throw them under the bus. And I'm like, these bikes are like $3,000. And he was like, yeah. I go, let me be the guy that says you don't need a bike, because you're not going to ride it. Like,
That could be kind of fun though, riding around backstage.
Look, most cities you can rent a fucking bike. Anywho,
Ever being back, like, what if you're backstage at Sandstone, just riding a bike through the Ren Fest?
I mean, okay, fair enough. I guess it might be fun for that. But also, because when we were walking in the bike shop, Bert's like, what's the price point for us to all buy bikes? Like, if we can find a bike for a certain price, what is it? I'm like, I don't know, like $150. If you can buy like $150 bike, something we can go trash and it's not stupid.
Yeah.
And they don't make $150 bikes at this particular bike shop. I'm sure if you go to Toys R Us, you can get one. But
I don't even know if they'd be that cheap because of inflation.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I went bike shopping. Anywho, but I did. So Wednesday was Evansville, and then Thursday we pulled into Kansas City to play T-Mobile Center. And
woo!
Yeah, it was awesome. Woke up. Mom came and picked me up at like 10 a.m. And she's driving me back to see Dad and Bella. And I got a new driver, so Dad, golf club, and so I gave Dad my old driver, and so then Mom has golf clubs literally from like 1995. Like, I remember going to get them with her. And
mine are from 2002, still never used.
Still, well, Mom's like playing all the time now, and so Dad gives her his old club, which is a men's club, and Mom, who always, she just makes the best out of everything. You can't get her down. She's like, they took it in to see if they could reshaft it, and they're like, you can't, it'll ruin the club. So she was like,
give him the shaft on it, huh?
She was like, I just hold down it like halfway down and I just swing it like that. And I'm just like, Jesus
Christ.
Like,
just holding onto the metal, not even on the grips.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, listen, I know you're retired and you may be on some sort of fixed income, but you're not. What is happening? So I'm just sitting there and I can't get out of my head. So I get on golfgalaxy.com and they're having a driver sale. So I buy Mom a driver. And so Mom and Dad are like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, surprise time. We need to stop at Merriam because they didn't have it at Golf Galaxy. We had to go to Dick's over off Antioch. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to go to Merriam. And then I want a fucking Waldo pizza. And I want it right now. Because I don't know if you remember the last time I was in Kansas City, the last day I was there, I went to go get Waldo pizza and they were closed because someone had died. And not that day, just they were having a memorial. So went and had Waldo pizza. It was so fucking good. Yeah. It was so good.
God, and you and that Provel, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is. It's because you're fucking sick in the head.
Anyway, so Mom and Dad and I hung out, gave Mom her driver. She loves it. And then, we hung out for a little bit, and then eventually Mom and Dad just dropped me back off at the T-Mobile Center. And then I had So we do the show. It was an epic show. And then afterwards, he brings us all up on stage after the show always. And then, but he gives me my own, like Kansas City's own Chris Porter. He lets me stand in front of the audience, like with all the lights behind me. And then he was like, get your fucking family up here. And mom and dad come up. And like the whole time, I'm just trying not to cry. Like I'm like this close to me. And
that picture would have been awesome.
Dude. But I'm like, and also the whole day, like I just have these episodes where I'm like, everything's fine. Everything is just fine. And like at one point in the afternoon, I went and sat in the furthest seat away and like looked down. I get the whole thing while it was open. Hold on, I'm losing lost a earbud there. And it was just, the set went really well. And then afterwards, a bunch of family came back. Danielle and Chad, a couple Royals players came back. It was just an epic evening.
Amazing.
And then I about 10:30, I was like, mom and dad had left by that point. And everyone that was hanging out, I was like, if I don't kick these people out, they're going to hang out for fucking ever. So I was just like, let's just wrap it up. We're just going to go. And so I kind of I walked everybody out about 11, and then we just chilled on the bus. Last time I did the Burt bus, it was fucking arctically cold, like where it hurt. And this time it was nice. So we just, after every show, when it was after all the meet and greets were done, we would just put these yard chairs out by the bus, and he'd smoke a cigar and I'd have a joint, and we would just, it was like we tailgated our own show. It was crazy.
Post-gated.
But yeah, and then we did Wichita, which was amazing. Dallas, did Dallas, and then Houston, which was just fucking, normally I'm ready to go home no matter what the gig was, but this time I was just like, man, I could do this another week. But
you will.
I will. Also, I'm at the Punchline in San Francisco this week, which is like my most favorite club in the country. So it's a soft landing. After this, I'm going to go to like have my favorite breakfast on the planet at Sweet Maple.
Film. Oh, right. Cause you're not here. You're there. I was like, where's that? That's where they have that $1 million bacon where I wanted to murder you. So like the Christmas before Chris ever goes to Sweet Maple for the first time, this is like 10 years ago, I make millionaire bacon, which is bacon that you put brown sugar and like cayenne pepper on the bacon, then you bake it in the oven. It's amazing. If you've never had it, get it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing. So I made it one Christmas morning, and Chris was like, "No, I don't want it. I don't want."
I'm not good on new things.
No, he's not good on new things. I don't want it. So he goes to Sweet Maple, and he has this experience, and he tries this. They serve it there, and so he gets
Where it
it.
was
So then,
invented, apparently.
Okay, so then mom and dad come into town a couple weeks later, and Chris is like, "Oh man, we're all sitting out." I remember it vividly. It was like 20. It was like 2014, and we were sitting out back at Good Times with Davey Wayne.
There was a slight breeze.
There was. It was gorgeous outside. And mom and dad were in town, I think, for Thanksgiving, and you were like, "Oh my God. Yeah, we went to Sweet Maple, and they had this stuff called Millionaire's Bacon." And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he was like, "What?" And mom and dad are howling. They're crying, laughing. He's like, "It's really good." We're like, "Yeah, we know. Andi made it last Christmas, and you didn't want to eat any of it." He was like, "Oh, yeah, I bet that was good."
Well, I like new things now. I got a new iPhone. That's the 15 right there.
Look at ya. Look at ya. Not really using folders, but that's fine.
I got folders. There's folders there. There's a folder.
Yeah, there's one. Well, let me see the back. What color did you get?
Blue.
Do they have a blue?
They have a blue.
Oh, cool.
I got it because of the Jayhawks and the Royals. And then I'm ordering one of the wallets that Snap on.
Oh, fun. So when you lose your phone, you lose everything.
Well, that was kind of my thing, but then I'm like, I haven't lost my phone in forever, knock on wood. And also they have Find My now, so you can just find it.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to cancel all your credit cards while you're trying to find it.
You just cancel them. What are you, 90? You just fucking get in the app and put holds on. You just lock them.
That's so much work.
Then canceling them and call.
No, I just mean the whole thing. The whole thing just seems like too much.
Okay. Well,
just keep them separate. But I guess, if someone could just take my purse, which has my phone and my wallet in it.
Yeah. So shut up.
First of all, shut up, me. I put holes in my own argument.
There you go. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. Are we done?
I mean, we've done an hour. We
have done an hour.
We've gotten close enough at least. I can see if there's any listener mail real quick. I always do this. I always get my stories and then I'm like, oh, that's right. We do this other segment. We do 2 segments and I forget about half of them. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, we got, you know what? Let's do one.
Okay.
This one's from S-Town, Illinois.
S-Town.
And I'm going to do this. Obviously, I haven't read through this, so you're going to get all of it. Hey, Chris and Andi, how's it going? It's Andi, but also formerly known as S-Town, that's wrote in a few times. Finally figured out how to change my name, LOL. Anyways, I'm not sure if y'all even doing the podcast anymore. All right.
Oh,
been
man,
a month.
That hit me in my Supreme Jumbos.
But I know you guys got busy lives, so it's understandable. But do, however, miss y'all. Well, thank you. We miss you guys too, and the podcast is still going. However, this was written before the last one got dropped, and to be fair, the last one sat in post-production for a long time, and that was my fault.
Sat in post-production. That just means he didn't post it.
Oh, I didn't edit it either. It just sat on my feet. Anyway.
It wasn't even on the cutting room floor. It hadn't even gotten into the cutting room.
No. It was just still in the camera. All your episodes, he says, I've listened to all your episodes at least 3 times over and even got my good friend Reggie at work listening to y'all. And he loves y'all. But thanks, Reg. It's good to see you, buddy, if you like to be called Reg. But I wanted to say thank you. I had wrote in a while back and asked for tips on how to clean my bong. And your advice worked. There's a lot of, I'm working through some bad typing here. And your advice worked. They nice and sparkly now. LOL. Hope y'all continue to do pod. Okay, me and my buddy look forward to listening to y'all at work. P.S. I've heard y'all talk before about how you used to drink Irish car bombs. I just turned 31 a couple months back, and my brother got me one for my birthday since they didn't have milk for a milk and beer shot. Which sounds fucked up. It does sound fucked up there, Andi, S-Town. But the Irish car bomb's not bad. But also see why y'all don't drink it anymore. Y'all amazing. Take care. Andi, I think